Snapchat and Rumblers. Shake your tits and swing your dicks, kids. You just landed on another episode of the Friday Wrap-Up. And if you just came across the border, bienvenido a todos a la Friday Wrap-Up. Well, have we got a hell of a show today. But before we get our show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. I am drinking a Negroni. Listen, I've been celebrating St. Patty's Day since Wednesday. So I've been drinking nothing but like Irish whiskey, Irish moonshine called Pachin. I think I've had that on a show before. That shit is evil, by the way. Irish cream, Guinness, Irish beers, corned beef. It's just been craziness. So I needed something, a palate refresher, like a reset. So I went with a tried and true Italian cocktail. And just in time for St. Joseph's Day. So, what's in a Negroni, you might ask? Well, first off, you got to start with Campari. Now, Campari is called an Amaro. It's a bitter liqueur. It's from the Florence region of Italy. It's, like I said, it's a bitter. The reason why it's bitter, it's actually used as a digestif after a big meal. Like I remember big holiday meals, the Campari would come out, and so would the shot glasses. And you take a little shot, and it's supposed to settle your stomach so you don't get agita or a heartburn or whatever. But which there is some truth to that. So one of the classic Italian cocktails, a Negroni, calls for 1 part gin, 1 part Campari, and 1 part sweet vermouth. Now, I hate gin, so this is actually a vodka Negroni, okay? It's kind of my little riff on a Negroni. And I don't know if this is the official cocktail of Italy, but it is fucking delightful. It's actually very refreshing. It's a good alternative. It's a good summer drink alternative. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, like I said, that's very, very refreshing, especially on a hot summer day. Usually it's served with oranges, blood oranges if you're in Sicily. Okay? So that's today's libation. A little reset, a little palate refresher. So salud, to drink up and be somebody. All right, kids, it was one busy ass week. And you know what I forgot to mention last week? But this Monday that just passed, it was actually one of the greatest holidays ever invented. Yeah, Monday was a holiday, for those that you don't know. It's called Steak and Blowjob Day. I'm not making this shit up. So I discovered this holiday a few years back. Every March 14th. This is like the male equivalent to Valentine's Day. Okay? Steak and Blowjob Day. It's pretty fucking self-explanatory. I don't think I need to run down the whole, how this holiday works. Okay? Basically, your girl takes you out for a steak and then takes you home and, polishes the old knobberoo. And you know something? Listen, in the spirit of inclusivity, I am not just limiting this to heterosexual couples. No. Okay? The lesbians we're going to leave out of this one. Okay? That's, you guys find your own holiday. But, if two guys who just happen to be of homosexual persuasion feel like partaking in this fun-filled festival, go ahead, knock yourself out. Who's stopping you? Okay? I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I guess the designated catcher would take out the designated pitcher. You know what I mean? Okay? For a nice steak, you gotta have steak, though. You can't go out and have some kind of a vegan fruit meal, okay? No. You gotta have, it's gotta moo. It's gotta come out of a cow, right? So, the catcher takes out the pitcher. They go have a nice steak, right? And then they go home and they play with each other's bats, I guess. You're just banging it on their heads. They play tummy so whatever the hell you guys do. I don't need to know. Knock yourselves out. Enjoy the holiday. Okay, see? And they say I'm not woke. Bringing joy to homosexuals everywhere. That could be misconstrued as something else. But hey, listen, if you're gay and you're watching and you think, light your pilot light a little bit, I don't need to know. Just keep that shit to yourself, okay? Now, as I mentioned Tuesday, one of my favorite holidays, St. Patrick's Day, was this week. And a lot of people ask me this question because it disturbs people, okay? Why I love St. Patty's Day so much. Like, I go all out, dude. There's no corned beef, the cabbage, the Guinness. I start the day off right. Listen, I started my day off. I told you, I started Wednesday. I drank about a third of a bottle of Pachin, which is Irish moonshine, fucking stuff. It's got a funky taste to it. I like it. It's like sweet and like alcohol-y, but it's got some kick to it. And then when I woke up Thursday morning, because it's St. Patty's Day, so I'm mixing up my protein shake, and the directions say on the protein shake, almond milk or mix your favorite drink in there. Well, I grabbed some Guinness. I figured a little extra protein. The carbs are good. You need a little energy for your workout. So yeah, I had like this chocolate protein powder, and I mixed it in with some Guinness. This is fucking like 6:30 in the morning. I shake the goddamn thing up. Best fucking protein shake ever. That's how I started, and I maintained it. Every time I poured a cup of coffee, I creamed it with little Baileys. Okay? Oh, I go all out. The green, the whole thing, everything. So, anyway, everyone asks me why I love St. Patty's Day so much, and it's pretty fucking simple. Okay? Out of all the holidays, St. Patrick's Day is my absolute favorite holiday meal. Yeah, more so than the turkey and the it's really a close one between Thanksgiving and St. Patty's Day. Those are like my two. When it comes to holiday meals, like those are the two right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, Christmas Day I kind of do a little different. I'll do like a crown, like a standing rib roast and stuff like that, and that's nice and all. But when it all comes down to it, I just fucking love corned beef sandwiches. So. That's why St. Patty's Day is my favorite holiday meal. Simple, right? I mean, how can you go wrong? Corned beef sandwiches, Cold Cannon, or at least my version of it, okay? Jameson's, Guinness, all kind of fucking beer, I mean, you don't have to be Irish to enjoy a good St. Patty's Day meal. Plus, let us not forget that St. Pat was really Italian. Okay, there you go, kids. Catholic school education at its finest. And tomorrow, which is why I'm wearing my official St. Joseph's Day t-shirt, is the Italian version of St. Patty's Day, St. Joseph's Day. So, Azalu. All right? St. Joseph is the patron saint of Italy, Sicily, I should say. And as I mentioned last year I mentioned this in one of the shows, that St. Joseph's Day is actually Father's Day in Italy. And also, St. Joseph's Day is very big in New Orleans. Okay, like they do the whole St. Patty's Day parade, then they do the same shit on St. Joseph's Day. All the Italians put on their red. They have a big parade. They run around kissing all the broads. Okay, and then they have this big fucking altar full of food, and they just go in. So, there's that's it. Like I said, it's been a big holiday week. You'll be happy to know, obviously, that I found my corned beef last weekend. So. I realized when I went, I was hunting around for corned beef, right? I told you this. So I finally found it at the Stop and Shop in Franklin Square. So I go in, and they limited 2 per customer. So they didn't really have a whole hell of a lot left. Now, normally, like, I make like fucking like almost like 15, 20 pounds of corned beef. Okay? Because one, it cooks down a lot. And 2, I like having leftover because you can freeze it. So like I only make it once a year. This is the time of year I make it. So I buy a lot of it, okay? Because I usually get it on sale. And then I give it out to people and shit because they all love it because I cook it in beer. Go watch the cooking show; it'll show you. And long story short, I like to have some for hash and whatever. So anyhow, they limited it to two briskets per person, and the fucking price of corned beef has like doubled. I can't fucking believe it. And this is all Biden and Buttigieg's fault. All right. They son of a bitch. So normally, like for like a brisket, like a big one, I pay like maybe $12 to $15, 19 if it's fucking huge. They were like, I paid between $28 and $35 or $33 for a same fucking piece of brisket that cost me like $15 last year. You imagine this fucking shit with this inflation, disgraziata? Okay, anyway. So, while I was at Stop and Shop, I found a new way to delight myself. So, they have those, like, in the parking lot, they have, like, those parking spaces where you can park your electric car, and it has, like, the charging thing. You can charge it in. All right, so I see some Biden lover, and I know because they had a Biden-Harris sticker on a car. That's how I know these things. So this Biden-Harris lover pulls into the fucking spot in their electric Toyota, okay, which probably costs as much as my truck, okay, and it's not as nice. And they proceed to plug their car in. So I'm watching this, and I see the guy plugs his car in, he walks inside. I just pulled up and got out of my truck. And I wait for the guy to go inside, and I was curious. I wanted to see how this thing operated. So I walk over to it. It just plugs right in. So I just unplugged it a little bit, and I just kind of rested. It looked like it was still plugged in, but it wasn't. I unplugged the guy's car, and I went into the supermarket. I found gold. Anyway. This delighted me so much. When I left the supermarket, this poor fuck couldn't figure out. He's standing there. He couldn't figure out why his car didn't charge. He had to plug it back in and then sit in the car in the parking lot with his fucking mask on. But he's wearing his mask inside of his car. Sitting in the car with his fucking mask on, waiting for his car to charge up. Okay? So that he can drive away. Now, I know this is probably just a little bit too mean for some of you, but I couldn't help it. Okay? It put me in such a good mood. All fucking day. Seeing this idiot sitting there in his Toyota with his fucking Biden-Harris sticker waiting for his car to charge. With it. So now I think I'm just gonna do this every fucking time I see somebody in an electric car. Just gonna plug it. Oh God! So hold on to something, kids. We got one hell of a show coming at you. Cuomo, COVID, and Russian imports. Here we go. All right. So I haven't done one of these in a while. The Hochul Hoedown. You know, it turns out that Governor Kathy Hochul is prejudiced against Italians. Imagine this shit. She awarded a $20 million grant to ethnic businesses and restaurants in Chinatown that were affected by the pandemic, which just so happens to be right next to fucking Little Italy. Some streets are even shared, okay? It didn't include the businesses and restaurants in Little Italy, whose businesses were affected just as well. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, probably more so. Okay, because, I mean, let's fucking face it, really. The only people that really go to Chinatown for Chinese food are the Chinese. There's better Chinese restaurants up every place else. Everyone knows what the fuck they're serving the round eyes in Chinatown, okay? Okay, they served my father squirrel once. He almost put the fucking waiter through the goddamn wall. So, the Italians in Little Italy were not even made aware of this grant. It was kind of like they were kind of hoping we wouldn't figure this shit out. Okay, but they, again, we're fucking smart. All right, we know things. I mean, and in this day and age, to be prejudiced against Italians, I mean, can you fucking believe, what the fuck is this world coming to? Okay? All because Cuomo wouldn't give her a little feel or a tickle. Yeah, imagine. Son of a bitch. Anyway, speaking of Cuomo, your Cuomo update. So Nostrils has officially lost his entire fucking mind. Okay? I read an article the other day, that said that he's toying with the idea of running against Governor Hochul in the upcoming Democratic primary for governor. Imagine, he wants to be governor again. God almighty. I mean, this man is really like fucking herpes. Nobody wants you back as governor, okay? Go find something else to do. I mean, he put 3/4 of the New York restaurants out of fucking business with his Nazi-like fucking indictments of, you know, his rules of fucking social distancing and capacity and bullshit, all right? He killed God only knows how many fucking senior citizens. As a matter of fact, there was an article, I think it was in the Post. I read an article the other day that said that the health department, they did an audit of what the health department reported as far as deaths under Cuomo and the senior citizen, and they grossly underreported the actual number of senior citizens. The fucked up thing here is that Cuomo is actually only 4 points behind Hochul in the polls. Now, of course, the Democratic Party is against Cuomo showing his face again. However, if he raises, just the necessary amount of signatures, which I'm not sure exactly how many signatures he needs. I know it's like a few thousand. I don't know the exact number, but if he raises those signatures, he would be able to run in the Democratic primary. And since he's only 4 points behind Hochul, he actually could win. He's got a good shot. I mean, let's face it, Hochul just has to fuck up one or two more times, and that's it. He's the Democratic candidate for governor again. God fucking help us, what this world is coming to. Well, you know what? If that's the only way that we'll get a Republican governor, fine, fuck it, let him run. God almighty. On your COVID special report. So, former President Barack Obama tweeted a reminder the other day for everyone to get vaccinated. Isn't that nice? He went on to say that the vaccines work and that we should all be vaccinated, and then he said that he tested positive for COVID. What the fuck is wrong? Are all these people fucking mentally irregular? What the fuck? He's saying the vaccines worked, implying that he got one, and then in the same breath he's like, and I got COVID. Okay, so yeah, this isn't medical misinformation. I'm just quoting what the man said. Okay? These people are all mentally irregular, or is it just me? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Okay? If you believe that the vaccines work, then you probably also believe that Santa Claus is a malignant transgender homosexual that only eats gluten-free gingerbread and non-GMO hot cocoa, and for fun, he likes to finger pop the elves in the ass and then leave them crying in the snow. Okay? Oh, God. All right, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical, express into mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. All aboard! Woo-woo! First stop, Brooklyn. Okay, this is bad news, kids. Bad news. The owner of the famous DeForest Pizza, Domenico DeMarco, I've known this man for many, many years. He's a good man. Unfortunately, he died yesterday at the age of 85. Now, Dom was always a permanent fixture at the pizza counter. Like, this man, when he opened this place up, you see, he came here in 1955. I think he opened the place up. Well, he came here in 1959, and then he opened the place up, I think, in 1965. It's on Avenue J in Midwood. And anytime I was in the Midwood area, I always had to pop in and grab a couple slices. First of all, he was not. I think he made like the 2-slice lunch famous. Like that was the thing. I mean, you could get obviously full pizzas, but like, I mean, the fucking slices were like the size of your head. Everything was fresh. He only used San Marzano tomatoes. He only used fresh buffalo mozzarella, which you'd see him like popping, and fresh basil, which he'd in a thing, like on the counter, and he'd snip it fresh onto the pizza. Fucking amazing pie. Double O flour. I mean, just a great fucking pie. One of the famous pizzerias in New York City, let alone Brooklyn. And the guy worked every fucking day. Every day. I mean, to the point where he was like hunched over, still slinging dough. Imagine. Good man. Very good. Always a nice guy. Every time I walk in there. I mean, I haven't seen Dom shit. Has to be at least 3-4 years maybe, but the last time I was in there, like, I mean, I wouldn't pop in all the time, but every time, hey, ¿cómo está? Hey, what you on? Hey. Yeah, I mean, just a nice man. The family, it's still a family-run operation, obviously, and my condolences go out to the family. So, Dom, salud, sling that dough in heaven, pal. Okay. Anyway, next stop, D.C. Well, USA Today named this as Woman of the Year. For those of you that don't know, this is Biden's Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services, Rachel Levine. And Rachel is a fucking man, okay? He was an ugly man that transitioned into an even uglier woman. Okay? Listen, to each their own. You know, maybe this guy, if you wake up today, you feel like a woman, or you feel, great, I don't care. Go ahead, knock yourself out, okay? You heard the Shania Twain song, which is, I think that's the national anthem for the transgenders. I feel like a woman. Okay? If you heard that and you feel like you want to snip your dick off, go ahead. I don't care. But if you're going to receive any accolades, like, I think that one of the criteria for being named Woman of the Year is that you actually need to be a fucking biological woman. Okay? Not someone who had their dick cut open and folded into a goddamn butterfly. All right? Here's the difference. Okay? Biological women have menstrual cycles. All right? Any man, whether they're regular or trans, if they start bleeding from that area, they're immediately going to go into fucking panic mode. A biological woman pops a tampon in and goes off on her day. That's the difference. Okay? All this stupidity just sends the message that men are better at being women than actual women. And that is misogynistic. How about that for some irony, you liberal fucktards? Okay, next stop, Target. Well, this was funny. I don't know what Target this actually happened in, but there's a TikTok prank where people dress up in a morph suit. And then they go into a Target, they put on some clothes from the Target, and they sit there. Now, the morph suit's like that, like bodysuit. It looks all white, or you can get it all different colors. So they put on this bodysuit and it looks like a fucking mannequin. And they put the clothes on, and then they sit there like a statue. And they wait for somebody to come by, and they move or they jump, and it freaks the people out. Well, take a look at this. Okay, so this guy's sitting, he's dressed like a mannequin, and he's sitting down on a cube, and a kid walks by, right? And for some inexplicable reason, this fucking kid decided she wanted to sit on the mannequin's lap. Who does that? So before the kid actually sat on the guy's lap, she didn't sit on his lap because this could have gone a completely different way. That's the difference between having to register as a sex offender or just getting thrown out of a store for being dumb. So before the kid sat on the guy's lap, I don't know if he moved or said something, well, she fucking jumped like 20 feet in the air. The father thought it was hilarious, and the mother, who was fat, she turned into a Karen. It's like, y'all ain't funny. This ain't funny. So the guy got thrown out of the fucking store, but you can't see, in the end of the video, you see like the Target employees laughing her ass off. Now here's my question. Now, I don't know if this guy, it doesn't look like he was sitting in the children's section. I think there were just a bunch of different mannequins there. I don't know. Although, if you're going to do this, probably don't sit in the fucking children's section. That could be a problem. So I don't think the guy was a pedophile. My thing is, because he wouldn't have said anything before the kid sat on his lap. You know what I'm saying? My question is, how the fuck did this guy get into the store in the morph suit? Like, you don't see this thing walking through the door? Like, it looks weird. You know what I mean? Or did he go into like a dressing room, put it on, and put the clothes on? But then you're gonna see this thing wandering through the fucking store. It's like I don't understand how he got from the dressing room to the thing and sat down and then scares people. Do people not? Well, yeah, people don't fucking pay attention to shit. I mean, that's yeah, that's that. All right, kids. Next stop, Chicago. Okay, Jussie Smollett. Remember this little cock-swallowing bitch? Okay? Was it last year, I think? He faked a hate crime. Okay? He said that he got beat up by 2 Trump supporters because he's black and gay. And it turned out he paid 2 black guys that he knew of questionable sexual practices with a check for $1,500. He wrote them a fucking check. He paid them to beat the shit out of him or to make it look like they were beating the shit out of him, to make it look like a hate crime. And when there was a video camera. So when they played it, they see 2 black guys beating the shit out of him, not 2 white guys. And he faked it. Like, I mean, he's not that great of an actor, but he faked it. He had like a little cut on his face. If these 2 fucking gorillas start banging at you, and I've said that, they start pummeling you, because these guys were huge. They made me look like a shrimp. Okay? You're going to have a little bit more than a little cut there on your face. Okay? They're pretty boy. So anyway, this whole thing backfired. They questioned the 2 guys. They ratted them right out. They showed them a picture on the check. In the memo section, it said for, fake hate crime. I mean, and the guy got convicted of 5, and he caused, like, he made a whole production out of this. So, like, the Chicago Police Department had to investigate it. There was man hours put into it. I think it cost the city about $150,000 for this little fairy to say that, he was a victim of a hate crime. When in fact, it makes real victims of hate crimes look bad, okay? All because he needed publicity. Maybe he figured he could parlay that into more money from, from that stupid show Empire. Who the fuck knows what was going through this guy's head? But anyhow, so he faked the fucking crime. So he was found guilty on 5 felony counts and sentenced to 150 days in Cook County Jail. Plus, probably had to pay back $150,000 to the city. Okay? There should have been more. Now, if a cop falsified a police report, they'd fucking throw a book at him. Okay? This little fucktard, they gave 150 days. Now, had he pled guilty and not gone through the whole trial process, probably would have got off with just a fine, right? Instead, he maintained that he was innocent. They show it on camera. He's still saying he's innocent. They find him guilty. A jury found him guilty on 5 fucking felony counts. He's still saying he's innocent. This man is mentally irregular, okay? So the other day, they take him away for him to serve out his sentence. And as he's leaving the courtroom, he's got his fist up and going, I'm innocent and I will not kill myself. Meanwhile, the fucking guy's wearing his mask wrong. It's under his nose. Havangul. So he's like that. And they said, oh my God, he's mentally unstable. So they put him into like the psychiatric ward, protective custody in Cook County Jail. Okay. Now you would think, him being a young, light-skinned gay man, he'd be excited about going to jail for 150 days. All the dicks you can suck. Like, I mean, he's just going to walk in. There's going to be some big hats in there with some powerful erections. You would think he'd be, like, hopping from dick to dick. Like, he'd be like, oh, this is great. No. So they put him in fucking psych, and he refuses to eat. I think he served out not even 6 days of 150 days. He refused to eat. He threw a fucking tantrum, refused to eat, just drank water. Now listen, when I was in the joint, let me tell you something. Refusing to eat does not mean you're fucking crazy. I've seen the food there. Refusing to eat actually shows that you're pretty fucking lucid, okay? So his family made a whole thing, and they said that he only went to jail because he's black. No, you went to jail because you were a fucking criminal. And you were too stupid to take a plea bargain. When you thought you were going to beat this, they had you cold, and you still don't understand that you're fucking guilty. When you're guilty, you have to do the time. You do the crime, get the time. That's how it goes, pal, okay? Don't matter what color you are. If I did that, if I faked a hate crime, they'd put me under the fucking jail, okay? So, yeah, I mean, look, like I said, not wanting to eat in prison does not mean you're fucking crazy. So the DA, or the DA even said that, this was racially motivated. The fucking DA, right? So they appealed the sentence. He walked out of jail Wednesday. He served 6 days, not even a week, of a 150-day fucking sentence. I mean, what the fuck is happening? He faked a hate crime. He got caught faking a hate crime. The people that he hired to help him perpetrate this ratted him out like that. The only reason why he went to jail is because, 1, he's dumb. 2, if you're going to do something like this, hire actual white people. Okay? If you would have hired 2 fucking white hicks to beat the shit out of you, and they threw you a good beating, you would have gotten away with it. And 3, you don't pay with a check, you fucking retard. You use cash like a normal person. Yeah, fucking teach these assholes everything. If anyone hires him for a fucking show, you know something? Then they should give me my own fucking primetime special. All right, next up, Kansas City, Missouri. So thanks to Biden's idiotic energy policies and his unwillingness to call Donald Trump and ask him for advice on how to be president, gas theft is on the rise. I mean, we could have fucking seen this one coming, right? So there was a story out of Kansas City where these gas thieves in a box truck or a van pulled up to a gas station, and I guess they had a hole cut out of the bottom of the van. So they pulled up to the gas station where like the well is, where they fill up the tanks for the Johnny pumps. And they opened up the top, and they had a pump in there, and they were able to siphon out about 2,000 gallons of fucking gas. And they had tanks in the truck that they were siphoning the gas into. So just for you mathematicians, 2,000 gallons of gas at $5 a gallon is about $10,000. So it was a $10,000 theft. Okay, and they apparently did this to a bunch of different gas stations. The gas station doesn't realize it right away until like later on. They look and they see 2,000 gallons of gas are gone and it's not accounted for. They watch the camera and it's the same truck everywhere. And this is just the tip of the spear, okay? Because you know what, gas theft is going to go up everywhere. All right. People are going to be siphoning gas out of your tank soon. That's going to be the new crime. They ain't going to steal the car. They're going to fucking siphon the gas out. So you're going to have to do something to lock up your fucking tank. I mean, just remember this, okay? 4 years ago, all right, we had an amazing economy. Gas was less than $2 a gallon. Small businesses were thriving. Low-income and middle-class families were receiving the largest and the biggest tax refunds they ever have in history, all right? We were energy independent. We had the lowest unemployment rate from all walks of life in more than 50 years. There were no new wars. There were no fucking wars, period. All right? And a president that scared the piss out of all of these dictators. Yeah, Joe, really, you should ask my friend Donald for some advice. Okay? Maybe we'd all be a little bit better off. We need gas theft now, like a second asshole. All right, kids, your sports update. So, MLB, first spring training game today for the New York Yankees at 1 o'clock, I think it was this afternoon. They played the Pirates. Well, Yankees lost 3-4. I'm not going to get emotional about this. It's spring training. It's the first fucking game. Spring training don't mean shit. Okay? If your team does well in spring training, there is no guarantee that they're going to have a successful season. Let's look at the Phillies. Okay? You know, you could have a team that dominates all spring long, and then they get to the regular season, and they're a fucking complete disaster. And then the exact opposite. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. It is what it is. But if you're jonesing for a little baseball, you got spring training, all right? NFL, well, gas prices are so high that Tom Brady had to come out of retirement. Imagine, he announced this week that he's walking back his retirement. Here's what happened, okay? Giselle had to go fill up the fucking Rolls-Royce SUV, and she almost had a coronary at the fucking pub. Tom, you have to go back and play football. We can't afford the gas. So, there you go, Tampa Bay fans. Old Tom Brady's coming back. Salud. NHL, Rangers and Lightning Saturday at 7:30, and then they play the Hurricanes Sunday at 6. Islanders play the Stars Saturday at 2, and Sunday they play the Flyers also at 2. And NBA, first of all, before we even get, Kevin Durant went on a little tirade the other day. He was interviewed after a game, and he basically, Kyrie came to the game. He was able to sit in the stands as a spectator. He had floor seats, no mask, nothing. So he was maybe 5-6 feet away from the players at all times, right? That's okay. So, but he can't play because he's not vaccinated, because New York City still has that employer vaccine mandate bullshit, which Mayor Motherfucker refuses to lift. So Durant basically said, this is dumb. Let Kyrie play. He's sitting right there. What is the fucking problem? You know, even he directed Eric Adams, yo, this is dumb. You knock it off. I mean, he can come into the building, he can sit there, he can talk to me, but we can't play ball together. What? This makes no sense. And he's right. Makes no fucking sense. And Mayor Motherfucker's response is, Kyrie can play tomorrow. You just got to get vaccinated. No, fuckface. That is not a response. Okay? This is not a communist country. At least not yet. If the man wants to get vaccinated, let him get vaccinated. If he don't, that's his choice. That shouldn't hinder his fucking job performance. And it should. And you know what? You're penalizing the fans. Now, I'm not a Kyrie fan. Okay? I really don't like the guy. But I give him credit because he stands up for his principles. Now, this is also going to affect Major League Baseball because there's members of the Mets and the Yankees that are not vaccinated, don't want to get vaccinated. Can't say that I blame them. And they're not going to be able to play regular season baseball. And fans look forward to seeing these people play. So, understand something. New York City is not really doing that well, okay? One of the biggest draws are the sports, okay? We got 2 of each. So, he's got to figure something, especially in the boroughs, because if people are going to be are gonna be impacted. They're not gonna go to the games because their favorite players aren't gonna play. The surrounding businesses, including the concessions inside of the stadium, which are all independent, are gonna suffer for that. So Mayor Motherfucker needs to pull his fucking head out of his ass and stop giving photo ops and press conferences and actually do some fucking work. I know. He's still on probation till June. I'm not making a judgment yet. Just giving some friendly fucking advice. Okay? Alrighty. On What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about flatuphilia. Okay? And I hope I said that right. I don't know if I did. But flatuphilia is sexual arousal from farting. Okay, there are a lot of sick fucking people out there. Who the fuck gets sexually aroused from a fart? Okay? I don't know. I don't know if it's the sound that gets people excited or the smell. Or maybe both. Who knows? Okay, because you could have a fart without a sound. It always has a smell. There's always a smell. Sometimes it's a little, sometimes it's not so little. Sometimes you can clear out fucking Madison Square Garden, okay? I mean, if this is an actual thing, I can make a girl squirt by just ripping a few. I've been eating nothing but corned beef and cabbage and beer for the last 2 fucking days, okay? I farted in the shower the other day and I made myself nauseous. How the hell anyone gets fucking excited from this, I don't fucking know. There are sick fucking people in the world. Okay, on Right or Racist. Here's a subject that's very near and dear to my heart. So, according to this, the term dwarf is the politically correct term for people who are under 4 foot 10 inches. Well, that's right. The term midget is considered offensive, but the terms dwarf and little people are okay. I'm not sure I follow this one, and I've said this before. If I was your fucking midget, I'd rather be called a midget than a dwarf or a little person. Midget sounds tougher. Like, midget sounds tough. A dwarf is a Disney character or a fairy tale creature, okay? A little person is a 5-year-old. Both terms seem very condescending to me, especially if you're under fucking 4 feet tall, okay? If you don't, you're gonna punch me in the dick if I say midget? I'll knee you right in the fucking forehead, you little fucks. Okay, kids, your PSA. Well, listen. There's so many IQ deficient people in this world that it's not even funny. I mean, just look at all the people who are still wearing masks. This dawned on me the other day. It wasn't all that long ago that we had to tell these people not to eat Tide Pods. Okay, these idiots were eating fucking Tide Pods because they thought they looked delicious. And now they're walking around with masks on because they're afraid of every fucking germ in the world. Okay? So if you want to question or you want to think, oh, that's misinformation, everyone's smart. No, go count the fucking masks. All right? So I'm in this supermarket. I told you, Saturday, I think it was, whatever the fuck it was, Sunday maybe, I don't even know. So I'm buying my corned beef, right? So while I'm there, I'm getting all the fixings, because I know what I'm going to have. So, in my cart, I had some of this. So I'm standing online, and I'm waiting to get to the cashier, and there's a lady standing behind me. And behind her was another woman with 2 kids. So the lady standing behind, and I was wearing my Friday wrap-up jacket, just to give you an idea, and that's got my fucking face right on the back. Now, I've always said this. I know I don't look fucking friendly. I know I look unapproachable. Okay? And that's fine. I like that about me. And if anyone just starts talking to me out of the blue, right away, I know there's something wrong with their fucking brain. Okay? They just escaped from somewhere. And the fact that I got my back to you and the same fucking face is staring at you and it's on the back of that should be like a red flag. Maybe I shouldn't bother this individual. Anyway, waiting online, minding my business. I don't advertise for this shit. And this lady taps me on the shoulder. Says, "Excuse me, sir." So I turn around, she's wearing a mask. And I'm thinking, here we go. And the lady behind her with the 2 kids was not wearing a mask. So I knew right away she had some fucking brains in her head. I says, "Yeah, can I help you?" She said, I couldn't help but notice what you have in your shopping cart. I said, yeah. She goes, yeah, I see that you have Russian dressing. I says, yeah. She said, why do you have that? I said, because I probably might want to rube it in the very near future. I says, I don't understand the question. She says, well, don't you know what's going on in the world? I says, a lot of things going on in the world. Want to be a little more specific? She says, the Ukraine, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I said, okay, I'm not following you. She says, well, you're supporting that by buying that dressing. I said, lady, do you really think that this is a fucking Russian import? I says, it's Ken's Russian dressing. I said, it's salad dressing. It comes from Massachusetts. It don't come from Russia. I said, what do you think? Ken gives $1.25 to Putin every time someone buys a bottle of salad dressing? It's just, well, it's disrespectful to the Ukrainian people. I said, oh yeah? I says, let me ask you something. You Ukrainian? She says, no, I'm not. I said, all right, hold on a second. And because I'm fucking nuts, loud, I go, attention everybody in the supermarket, are there any Ukrainians here? Nobody answered. Some black gentleman in the next line just start fucking laughing. I said, lady, I said, I don't know, maybe they don't like fucking Rubens in the Ukraine. I said, but I don't think I'm offending any Ukrainians. I said, but let me ask you a question. She goes, yeah, what? I said, who'd you vote for? And I swear to God, this woman squared her shoulders up and stuck her chest out, and she goes, I voted for Joe Biden. Like someone should give her a fucking cookie for this. Okay, I had all to do to punch this bitch in the throat. So I voted for Joe Biden. I said, oh yeah? I said, well, I tell you what. You should go right in front of me then. I says, and when you get up to the register, you can pay for my fucking groceries. Because of your stupid choices, I gotta pay double for my fucking corned beef. I said, and then when you're done with that, follow me to the gas station so you can fill up the tank of my truck. She goes, oh, I will not do that. I said, no? Then shut the fuck up and mind your goddamn business. And I turned the fuck around. Now you gotta look at my face in the back of the jacket. She was like, ah. The girl behind her was hysterical laughing. I get to the cashier. My friend Charlene, this big black woman, she goes, oh, baby, that was the funniest damn thing I heard all week. These people can't mind their own goddamn business. Can you imagine? I'm minding my own fucking business. These people, they're fucking mentally irregular. These are the people that are voting, okay? No clue. They thought this was a Russian import. Like if you buy salad dressing, all of a sudden, Putin's got money for more fucking missiles. 2 Ukrainians died because I had a sandwich. Are you fucking crazy? Holy shit, people are stupid. The other day, I heard some lady talk, another one. In the 2 years that Biden has said he's president, I haven't met a single fucking person that voted for Biden. Just in 1 week, 2 people finally admitted to it. I heard some woman talking to somebody. She goes, I don't understand who this Mariupol is making all these problems in the Ukraine. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I turned around and I looked and I said, could you repeat that, please? She says, that Mariupol. I keep hearing this lady on the news all the time. She's making all kinds of problems in the Ukraine. I said, you think Mariupol's a problem? I said, can I ask you a question? Totally unrelated. I said, but who did you vote for? I got no problem asking people this question. Again, another one. I voted for Joe Biden. Excited that she fucked the country up. Excited. Oh, yeah? You voted for Joe Biden? I said, this is exactly why they should revoke your voter card. I said, Mariupol is not a person. Mariupol is a fucking city in the Ukraine that got invaded by Russia. Go home and kill yourself, lady. Okay? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.